Well, welcome back to my channel and to a trail camera review. Today's trail camera is advertised as 30 megapixel and it has Wi-Fi capabilities. Now this is the Ceyomur. It's a CY65 model. I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this trail camera, show you what comes in the package and what my first impressions are after seeing this camera for the first time. But then more importantly, I'm going to be placing it out into the woods and I'm going to be collecting sample photos and videos of wildlife to show you. How will the performance be? What are the quality of the photos and videos? We're going to see in just a second. I'll then bring you back and give you my pros and cons as I see it after actually using this trail camera. But first, let's get into the unboxing. So it is the model CY65. Here's some information on the side of the packaging. And over on this side, it also has some more information. Inside the package, we do get a user's manual. Here's the trail camera. Take a closer look at that in just a second. We also have an accessories pouch over here on the side. And inside there, we have a tree strap, a wall mount with a 1/4-20 mount on it, and a USB cable. Let's take a closer look at this camera. It does have your IR bulbs up here. They are covered with some tinting. It does have 3 PIR sensors, 1, 2, and 3. So it does have the side sensors capability. Up here is your camera lens, and don't forget to peel off the plastic. Down below here you have one single latch that opens up and has a very large screen here. Right off the bat, I can tell you I like this style by having the screen down here, because as you mount this to the tree and turn the camera on, you can see exactly what the camera is seeing and have a perfect setup. Makes setup a breeze by having this case open and the camera lens remain stationary. Down here is a battery release, and it does take 8 AA batteries. That's quite firm to pull that inside and out, but I guess it won't quickly or easily fall out. So 8 AA batteries inside of there. It does take a full-size SD card here on the side. And again, here would be your navigation buttons. It has a 3-way on-off setup there. Taking a look at the bottom of the trail camera, it does have a USB port here. This is a 6-volt external power, if you so choose to use that. It does have a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom of the camera. Looking on the back here, it has a place for your tree straps, and it does have security cable capabilities. It has a spot there that you can run your Python cable to keep this locked and safely to the tree. So next I'll be placing 8 AA batteries and a full-size SD card in here and getting it out into the woods and start collecting sample photos and videos. What type of quality are we going to be getting? Well, I'm going to show you those samples right now. So I just showed you some of the sample photos and videos I've been getting from this trail camera. I'm going to give you my final thoughts, the pros and cons as I see it, in just a minute. But first I want to touch on the Wi-Fi option. This camera does have Wi-Fi. Now let's start off with what that means and what that does not mean. This camera cannot send you photos or videos to your smartphone through the cellular network. It is not a 4G camera. It cannot connect to your home Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi option means you have a free app that you can download and you can access the settings and view your photos and videos through Wi-Fi, but the camera is putting out the Wi-Fi and you're connecting your smartphone to the camera's Wi-Fi. Now you have to be within 40, maybe 50 feet at the max for this to work. But I can see this as being useful as you can actually view your photos and videos without physically touching the camera. Or maybe you have a stand that's pretty close to the camera. You can go up into your tree stand and access your photos and videos. I'm going to give you a real quick tutorial how that works. And like I said, I am within 40 or 50 feet right now. That's the camera in the background. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up the app. When you open up the app, it asks you to turn on your Bluetooth. So when you first activate the Bluetooth, that's going to waken up the camera, and that's going to allow you to turn the camera's Wi-Fi on. That helps you from running your batteries dead. If the camera was constantly searching, trying to turn on Wi-Fi, it would drain batteries. So the first step is to turn on that Bluetooth. Next, we're going to turn on the Wi-Fi. It counts down there and it actually is physically turning on the Wi-Fi signal now from the camera. Next, we're going to access our settings on our smartphone, look for that Wi-Fi signal and connect to that Wi-Fi signal. The first time you do this, you might have to enter the passcode that's in your manual. You can simply add that, but on my phone particularly, after I do that one time, each additional times now, I do not have to enter that passcode. After we're connected to the Wi-Fi, we can simply hit that plus button and it brings up the live feed. So you can see me there in the background. It actually is pretty quick. It doesn't have hardly any delay. And this is connected now and I can see what the camera's seeing. This Wi-Fi also makes it very nice to set up the camera. You can connect your Wi-Fi just like we are now, and you can position the camera and know you're seeing exactly the right area because you can walk around with your smartphone and see exactly what it's pointed at. I want to quickly show you how to access your pictures. If you go down here to the album, it's going to bring up thumbnails of all the previously taken photos or videos. And you can scroll through there and it loads them. You can see I have a lot of deer and birds there. If you want to download a picture onto your phone, you can simply select the picture, then up here click the download. That's actually going to put it into the local section here, and pictures go pretty fast. You can see here it might take 3 to 5 seconds. You can go into your local and it has the picture. At that point you can do full size. You could delete the picture if you would like. If you want to download the videos, you can also download the videos down here at the bottom. You can select from picture over to the video, and that brings up all the videos. So as you can see, the Wi-Fi actually works fairly well for me. It's a little bit cumbersome because you can just see those thumbnails and then you actually have to download it into that local section. That's a little bit cumbersome, but overall the app works pretty well. The connection works pretty well for me from what I've been experiencing. The main time I use this Wi-Fi is when I'm setting up the camera. I find it very useful to connect to the Wi-Fi there. If you're going to be downloading a bunch of pictures and videos, you're probably going to just physically pull that SD card. But keep in mind, it does give you that option that if you do want to remotely get your videos and photos without physically touching that camera, you can with the Wi-Fi option. It's now time for my final thoughts. I'm going to start off with the pros, and the pros is this camera operated well for me. I thought the photo and video quality, both daytime and night, performed exceptionally well. I've had this camera out for just shy of 2 months now, and I had approximately 400 photos and videos. I've been sharing some of those samples with you. I ran this camera at several different locations to give you an idea of how it would be. I had it over a creek crossing. I had it over a stump here that got the animals even closer. I thought the clarity was exceptionally well with this camera. In fact, I have recently reviewed a more budget-friendly camera from Ceyomur, and this camera definitely has higher quality, both photos and videos, versus that camera. So a little bit more money, but you do get a little bit higher quality in my opinion. I also like its compact size, and it also has a place for your security cable. You can put a Python lock on here, which is always a plus in my book. If I was going to pick out any cons, it probably would be that Wi-Fi app. I did find it a bit cumbersome. Now, as I already mentioned, I don't rely heavily on that Wi-Fi app. I don't download all the photos and videos. I simply get too many for that, and it would be too time consuming. But I do use that app to set up the camera and to make sure I have it positioned just right, so that I'm getting the shot exactly as I want it to. And I found the app worked quite well for that. It's just a little bit cumbersome. If you are going to be downloading your photos and videos, you have to go from that original thumbnail, download it into that local section, which is a bit cumbersome to me, added that extra step. So I would list overall the Wi-Fi as a con. It worked for me. I connected to this camera several different times on different locations and different days, and it did work. It just isn't the most user-friendly. So if you're buying this camera simply for that Wi-Fi and you plan to download all of the photos and videos, you might want to take caution. There might be better options out there. So those were my final thoughts. Overall, I've been very happy with this camera. I've been showing you the sample photos and videos, and I think you'll be able to judge for yourself exactly how good you think that quality is. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Please put them down in the comments section. Try and get back to each and every one of you. I'm going to be placing a link to this camera down in the description, so you might be interested in purchasing one for yourself. I appreciate if you would go through that link, and it helps my channel out. I can bring you more reviews just like this one. So I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.